Alright, it is 11:10. Pre-trip was about 13 minutes. And y'all can come at me with your 15-minute whatever. Please believe my shit's on point. And yes, I still do a full pre-trip inspection even though I have a brand new truck. This brand new truck is at 17,362 miles. Let's see if I can get it together clear. So it's 11:10, rolling out again. I'll probably stop once to probably pee because I gotta drink all this water. But shouldn't have to take a break today, so I will check in with y'all whenever I get to the TA and get fueled up and all of that jazz. Day 2 is gonna be pretty boring because when you have these big loads, all you fucking do is wake up, shit, shower, shave, eat, pre-trip, drive, get to your destination for the night, post-trip, eat, shower, shave, or not, whatever you want to do, and then you just do whatever the fuck you do. I usually clean my truck, clean my windows, check for debris. I always have dead birds and bugs, and you just find your own way. But this is the beginning of day 2. We are in Arizona, Williams to be exact, and which sucks. My family was just here like a week ago, and I wasn't able to get here. But now I'm here. It's the thought that counts. And we're going to be going on this journey. We came from California. We're in Arizona. We'll go through New Mexico. We will go through the top of Texas, like Amarillo area. And then we'll go through a little bit of Arkansas, Tennessee, up into Kentucky. So that's what we're going to see happen over these next couple of days. So I will check in with y'all at the end of this shift, or maybe if I decide to pull over and check out some scenery. We'll see what happens. What up, YouTube? So I did not stop today at all. I just got to my stop for the night. I've already done post-trip, and I am off the clock. No break was taken. I didn't stop to pee. I didn't stop for anything. I was actually on the phone my entire 7 hours. It took me 7 hours to get here. There was a really bad accident. That was some bad business. But anyways, had a little bit of a hiccup with that. 530 miles for today. And I am doing good, except for that I've been on the road 7 hours straight, and I really need to get inside. So what I do from now, normally I would go inside and take a shower and do all of that. But since I did that this morning, we're going to hold off and get back on our regularly scheduled program. And I'll be getting up around 4 or 5 in the morning and roll out about an hour later. I'll document that so you can see the progression over the 4 days. Doing the math last night, I really only have to drive 413 miles to get there on time, but the way that I drive, the way I choose to drive, is because if I drive further faster and I get there, I have a 24-hour window to drop. If I drop it early, that gives me more hours on my end game, and I could do another load and before I reset. So this is how I drive. This is how I roll. That's what I've decided to kind of call this segment. And yeah, 7 hours, no restroom, 530 miles, and now I've got to go. I've got to get off this truck. I put my fuel and everything. This was my fuel stop, so I put my fuel. Tomorrow, I've already pulled up my navigation for tomorrow's journey. We have another 800 miles to the next, that is my next fuel stop. So I will do 500 or 600 of it tomorrow, and then we'll finish up on the next day, and then we'll be knocking on the drops door. So y'all have a good evening, and I will check in with y'all tomorrow. Peace out. I don't know how to just drive 400 miles a day. Today was really weird. I feel like I'm energized. I feel like I should be drinking my ketones and getting going, but I'm actually fixing to make a hamburger. So, um, I was just checking my messages, and somebody asked about refrigerator situations. So on your Mentor's truck, you're at the mercy of whatever they have on their truck or whatever they allow you to use of the stuff that they have on their truck. So just plan on bringing a lot of money to eat out. Like that is the reality of the situations out here. See if I can help this a little. That's a little better. I got tired of waiting for my new truck because, my truck had so many issues, and then I was in a replacement truck that had so many issues, but I was stuck on the East Coast. I had people dying, I had funerals to go to. Getting this truck was getting so prolonged. I was only supposed to be in the other truck for, I don't do drugs, y'all, I promise. My nose is finally draining from all that fucking dust from the other day, and I just can't make it stop running. So I got tired of waiting and having to purchase food that I was just going to throw away, food that wasn't good for me. So I decided I was going to go to Walmart, get groceries, and I bought a legit mini fridge that you would like put at your house. It took up all of this space. Like, I had it right here. Well, this isn't the same truck, but I had it here, and it literally came out to like right here. And I was having it went up all the way to the bunk, so I was having to like do a whole bunch of shit. So I bought this bad boy. This is a Coleman cooler. It comes with one of these kind of adapters, but I actually bought the other adapter for it, and I have it plugged in right there, that black box there, and I just run the cord there so I don't be falling down. I learned about this cooler from my first mentor. It's a Coleman. The cool thing about it is you can actually stand it up. You wouldn't stand it up, obviously, on the fan because it would burn out. I keep it on the seat, obviously, with the cords, but it is super deep, and I use it like this so that I can reach in and grab stuff, and you have more room this way. It does come with a shelf. Obviously, I don't use it. Obviously, I'm a little bit more organized in my other refrigerator, which I'll show you in a minute. This is just something really quick. It keeps stuff really cold. And like I said, I keep stuff like deviled eggs in here. All of my meats, like my leftovers and stuff, this thing gets cold enough. Actually, I had to turn it off earlier because it had ice. There's my keto drink. I didn't even drink it today. I'm not going to drink it now. I won't go to sleep. But being in the mountains, you will learn really quick. Everything pressurizes, so these things are about to bust. My ketchup and stuff, whenever you get in the mountains, like, I learned the hard way. I went to go take a shower, and I was, like, way up in Colorado. All of my body wash and everything started bursting open. It was crazy. So just make sure that you have your stuff really tightly sealed, and you'll be fine. Let everything breathe once you get settled, and you'll be fine. You won't have any explosions. But this thing is really large. I don't know any of the specifications as far as the dimensions, but again, you can stand it up tall and put the shelf in there and have like 2 levels, kind of like a real refrigerator. And like I said, it does get really, really cold enough to where my first mentor, all of his leftovers and stuff, he kept everything in there, and it's perfectly fine. Nobody's gotten sick or has any food poisoning or anything like that, and I do the same thing, and I'm good. So the refrigerator that comes on the Freightliner, I'm totally jealous of because it actually comes up to about where this table comes out. This is the 2020 International that I'm on. It's really small, but it works. So what do I have going on in here? Oh, I was just about to cook, but I said instead of having to try to remember to do this in the morning, I'll do it now. So this is my freezer. This is the other parts of the pork tenderloin I didn't cook the other day. Steak, shrimp. I'm a keto person, so I eat tons of meat, so that's what you're going to find in here. Barbecue sauce. The store didn't have any, oddly enough. What else is back there? That's kielbasa sausage, lunch meat, bean dip, butter, bacon. Always got to have bacon. Smoky sausages. Da-dum. My hamburgers, I'm fixing to make more steak. But my fridge gets so fucking cold. Now my burgers are gonna be weird. More shrimp, zucchini noodles. Why the fuck is everything freezing down here, by the way? I need to check that out. Oh, probably because I'm in a colder climate. I don't know. I don't got time to worry about that now. But bacon, burger, and cheese, that's what I need right now. So, you have plenty of room. So I use this to kind of store all of my groceries, like for the freezing part. Meat you need to keep really, really cool. Once it's cooked, the cooler is cold enough to store it and keep it at a safe temperature so you don't get sick or anything. So that's how that works. As far as how I cook, that's really easy. I pull out my table and my burner. I actually have this single burner, and then I also have a double burner. But I just pull out my table. I have my burner. I brought pots and pans from home. And I usually only use the one pan because, again, I only eat 6 ounces at a time. So I'm not a person that eats like sides with food or anything like that. I keep this pretty stocked. Seasonings, coming from the culinary background. You gotta have your seasonings and stuff. Just essentials, knives, stuff like that. I have a bucket that I keep in here that I put water in to clean if I do anything with grease, which I don't really cook with grease. I think I only have olive oil in here. My pantry is probably a little bit of a mess because it went through a lot of mountains today, but let's see what's going on in there. Make sure nothing's gonna fall. So, I'm a girl on the go, so I keep all of the essentials in cubby holes and little ways to keep them situated. This situation here, my husband is actually building me some drawers that roll in and out so that I can get to the stuff really quick. Half of the stuff in here I will never eat. The cheese nips are not mine. Those were my daughter's. I just haven't taken them. They went from one truck to the other. Plasticware. A good trail mix is always good to have. I'm a nut for cranberries, so I have cranberries everywhere. Garlic. You would have thought that I was fucking Italian the way I eat fucking garlic. Olive oil. Peanut butter snacks. They're just packets of peanut butter. They're really good for on the road. Mushrooms. Salt. Just normal shit. Like I said, this part down here is just stuff I can grab and go. And in the back is like cereal and stuff, but I don't eat that kind of food, so I've been waiting to try to go home to dump all of that stuff off. So I'm just doing my thing. So that is how we roll in here. Have my microwave, and I already showed you all my oven. So yeah, the refrigerators do vary in size. From the videos that we did with my first Mentor, as y'all could see, the International was smaller on storage space. So I have had to kind of improvise and just make it work. It does have the smallest of the refrigerators, which is fine. I had the cooler. I do have to, follow a certain regimen with my diet, so I just couldn't spend the money anymore. Like, I was literally burning fuel in the truck to pay for my food. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But unfortunately, until you get into your own truck, that's almost always going to be the case. So just kind of prepare for that. Food and anything that you buy at the truck stops is always so overpriced. Like, so overpriced. For a 20 ounce of Coca-Cola, for example, you're almost always going to pay like $2. Everything at the truck stops, because I don't like to use the term price gouging, but let's call a spade a spade. They price gouge. So the prices are not normal at truck stops because they know that it's the only option that a lot of us have at that time. So you can easily spend 30 or 40 bucks to live out here on the road if you live out of the truck stops. And like my second Mentor,
He didn't have any appliances. He did have a little cooler because I let him know ahead of time, hey, do you have like a little fridge or a cooler or something on your truck? If not, I need to make other arrangements. But he did have one. He hadn't taken it out of the box yet, but he did for me. And it came in handy for both of us. So he got to use something that was just kind of collecting dust, and it was great. So the cooler is a lifesaver. I don't ever finish my food, so I just put it in there, and it does great. So even with the appliances on your truck, you're still going to spend money because obviously I can't cook during 30 minutes. I mean, I could, but cleanup might be a bitch, and God forbid I have to go to the restroom. So, having little snacks or, having a more restrictive diet, when all you eat is protein, um, I don't really partake in the fat eating of the keto diet. I just eat tons and tons and tons and tons of protein, which is what my surgery kind of calls for. Um, so I just make sure that everything I put in my body is protein. The almonds and cranberry and cashew mix is probably the sweetest tasting thing that I eat at all. And it has natural sugar from the cranberries, and that's about it. The protein bars that I eat, zero sugar, zero. So it's real easy for things to get expensive out here. So just think about that before you come out. And like I said, the refrigerators, I think one of the subscribers, Jay Black, I think his name is, he's the one with the Joker face. Um, he had some really good information about it looks like some non-domestic refrigerators that might be a good option. I really don't know. Like I said, I bought like an actual mini fridge, and it really wasn't all that mini when you're talking about putting it in a truck. So it was in the way, and I had to live with it for a few weeks. And then I went home and said, here, kids, have a mini fridge. Got the cooler, and it's been my best friend ever since. So the cooler is a good way to go, or check out some of the stuff that Jay posted down in the comments on my day one video. And yeah, I'm going to get to cooking, turn on some tunes, and unwind, and I will check back with y'all in the morning. Good night.